At the end of the first week of the Biden presidency, and one thing has been obvious: message discipline, a different policy every day, and delivering on that. How long it will last, we'll wait and see. But this day, very important, not just for the president, but also his Democratic base, and also the United States, that of racial equity. We all remember the events of the summer after the killing of George Floyd, and that was on the mind of the president as he signed some executive orders.
Those 8 minutes and 46 seconds that took George Floyd's life opened the eyes of millions of Americans and millions of people around all over the world. It was the knee on the neck of justice, and it wouldn't be forgotten. It stirred the conscience and of tens of millions of Americans. And in my view, it marked a turning point in this country's attitude toward racial justice.
Now, these executive orders don't mean new legislation right away, but what they do is try and reverse some of the things that the Trump administration done. For example, when it comes to housing policy and access to equitable housing for African Americans. Also, stopping renewing contracts for private prisons, those who benefit from the incarceration of, let's face it, largely people of color in the United States. Also, moves to try and stop the discrimination that we have seen against Asian Americans in the light of the COVID pandemic and the Trump administration calling it the China virus. All these moves are on the surface cosmetic, but actually mean a lot to Democratic voters and also a lot of different minorities in this country. What is absent at the moment is the sweeping reforms for law enforcement that were promised by the Democratic Party in the summer, in the wake of the George Floyd killing. Those will follow, but what's very interesting is the fact that they are moving within a week to put racial justice, equity, as they call it, at the heart of their administration. Just before he signed those executive orders, we got breaking news that he'd held a call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. That is an interesting call, considering his predecessor's view on Russia. Of course, they want to renew the START treaty for 5 years, the nuclear weapons agreement, but they have differences on so much else, and that was brought up in the call.